Hi everybody, this is Victor from Trend Following Trading Academy. Just a quick video to say why I started a channel on YouTube. Basically, I've been trading for more than 20 years and starting from beginning like everybody else, reading some newspaper and pick up tips from the financial sections and follow them and, sometimes make money, most of the time just losing all out and try to transition into um, learning. Well, basically take a tip sheet. Some other people should know better with news and stuff, and try that and on a penny share basis and lost a lot of money as well. Then later I find out, reading more books. There's so many different ways of doing things. Try options. It seems to work with me. Try whatever you call the technical analysis seems to work sometimes. Try fundamentals, some seem to really work. So I try all sorts of different things, and the problem I have is that nothing really fit me, my personality kind of stuff. And there's so many different type of information out there that's all saying something that seems to make sense to me. Seems to all making some money somewhere, but it all seems to clash in certain, well, a lot of different ideas, and a lot of time they don't really work. So I end up being jumping around systems with different systems, trying different things, just jumping from different shares, different markets, just try to make some money. But at the end of the day, what I found out is I was doing things totally wrong. Basically, I should stick with one system and just look at certain type of shares and just look at it and then track it and use technical analysis and then try to find my niche. The fundamental seems to help in some sense, but the market seems to go whatever it wants to go in the fundamental. Sometimes say, hey, everybody, should stand away because it's near the cliff, but the fundamentals say that. The technical analysis people basically say, oh, the share is still going even though danger signs is around, but we just follow the market, and it end up at the end of the day the fundamental was correct. The technical lost a lot of money. I sort of basically followed the market, uh, and the market bends and turned against me. I lost a bit of money as well. So I can make money both ways, but just not on consistent basis. So sometimes just get a bit rather difficult to keep track of things and also follow whichever way to go. So I basically say, okay, out of all these examples, what can I do? Which system helps me? So this is where the trading journal comes in. I just write down exactly where I went in a trade, when, how much, and the reason behind it. Then when I close, I do something similar. Basically say how much and when, and then basically say, okay, he says something that I can sort of do to learn from it, and then look at it, and then review about it, and then check what I can do to do better next time, or if it's already it was a profitable trade, and I repeat it next time as well. So I sort of learn from that and become much better over time. But all this combination of things basically tell me that there's no from some books I read about as well, and some podcasts, which I agree there's no holy grail, and there's basically a lot of different people say different things, and the only way to actually have a system that works for you is that you go and find out something that fits you, modify it to fit your personality, and stick with it, meaning sticking with it, and also followed by good money management skills. Otherwise, whatever system there is you're using, there's always some failures time when you fail and you lose faith and you just jump to something else, and this is a time that you need to stick with system, because with good money management, that is lose as little as possible. You will be able to reap the reward of when the markets go your way and your system is able to latch on it. So, but the main problem is a lot of people just jump around different system, jump around different shares. So it's always the syndrome of the grass is always greener over the fence. But if you just look at 20, 30 shares on a daily basis using technical analysis, and it will work much better. You get much better result. And I also found technical analysis a bit of guessing game, because technical analysis got two sides of it. two camps, so to speak. One camp is basically say, okay, these are the patterns. Patterns A happen, then patterns B will happen. But this is all a lot of just what you call a lot of guesswork. That possibility might not work at all. So so it's a lot, just basically it's a lot of probabilities, that kind of things. The other camp which I'm in now is given the at the end of the day, every shares give you a closing price, which give you like a starting price, closing price of the day, the high of the day, the low of the day, and that's basically enough because most of the calculations, technical analysis calculation, moving average, and other stuff is all based on those prices. Maybe look at volume as well. So I use that data and basically don't predict. You try to act more like a computer sometimes as well, sometimes not. Basically take a set of data, run it through my calculations and come up with a result, and use those results to say, should I get in the market or should I not go in the market? And that's it. And that takes out a lot of emotion. I take out a lot, let's say news, let's say Federal Reserve increase the interest rate or reduce the interest rate, then it affect the market. But I don't trade in the middle of the day. That sort of save my emotion, kind of thing as well. So it's a better trading system for myself anyway. So I found that it's much more useful and much more helpful. Now the main reason I started YouTube channel is just basically go through all of this and capture them. So put it on YouTube and everybody can share. Most of all, maybe from a selfish place as well, I want my children to learn that as well. So able to share that and remember what I've done. Then when they hopefully they interested in trading what I did gone through, then they don't have to go through the same problem. And the learning curve is much shorter, and especially I go through my idea for the channel is not about just telling you what to buy or how I did or whatever, but most of all is going through why I take certain trade, and if it's fail, going through why I fail and what can we learn from it. Same thing for the winnings, so that become more consistent. I always like one processing, because I used to do support. I used to run support, and I always found if people go through certain processing steps and follow certain rules, the result of software quality is always better. So I'm using the same mindset as if, in the sense that if I follow through with a set of process and equations and procedures, if I stick with it, follow it all the time, then I will have a certain type of outcome. If I don't like the outcome, I change the rules a little bit or process a little bit until I get a desired outcome. Once that's happening, I stick with that process, and that will give me a constant quality of outcome. So it's very much like McDonald's. I'm a big fan of McDonald's, not of the burger, but I'm a big fan of it because here is a restaurant that run by effectively 16 years old, teenagers from all around the world. They have no business understanding, but they run, or how to cook and so forth. But they follow a set of rules and able to run a quite successful a franchise of burger shops. But the main also thing is it is similar quality around the world, and that is the consistency of that brand. And that is why how they actually does it is because they follow a set of rules that all franchisee has to follow. Otherwise, it get the franchise license sort of stops. So it's the same thing for trading. If we actually follow a set of rules over doing it again and again over a period of time, you win, and that's exactly what I do. And hopefully, if I shouting out, there's a lot of people also doing similar thing as well in the market, shouting out, and then people start understand and learn that way and become more profitable as well. So this is my 2 cents worth. If you like what I said, then please leave me a comment and visit my website, which is www.TruntForeignTradingAcademy.org. Thank you. Bye.